Now in our mobile application pen testing. Okay, now in a mobile application pen testing we have to test in a three ways. Basically, what was the ways we have test, which is Android site. It means your device. Okay, your yes. Okay, wait, I think screen is not visible, right? Okay, wait. Okay, now it's visible. Okay, so in a three ways we are testing, which is Android side. It means your device side vulnerabilities. Okay, next we are testing from the code side. Okay, which you can say the code review using some automation testing. Okay, why automation testing? Because if you don't know the programming languages, so you don't know about the methods or functionalities. Okay, so we use some automation tool. Okay, and the third way, which is API. Okay, which integrated with application. Okay, this is the three way we are testing. Now let's check about Android architecture first. Okay, because in some company they're asking for the Android architecture, how Android architecture will work. Now let's see the image of Android architecture. Now, so this is your Android architecture. All over Android you are working. Okay. Now most of the important part is your Android is support the Linux version, the Debian version. Okay, it means your Android is Linux. Okay, now the Linux kernel. What is kernel? Okay, I already tell you in our previous session. Kernel is helps to communicate with your hardware and your software. Okay, Linux kernel is a heart of your Android architecture. It's manage all the available drivers such as display driver, okay, audio driver, Bluetooth drivers, camera driver, all the drivers. Okay, for example, you are open the VLC. VLC is a software. Wait a minute. Okay, so for example, your application is VLC. Okay, and when you play the video in your VLC, the output is occurs in your hardware system. Okay, such as a audio driver. Okay, the driver is used to communicate with your which is the software side. Okay, as well as the hardware side. Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, now the next is platform libraries. Okay, now what is the libraries? Basically, whenever the mobile application you are running, the Android you are using, they have some various libraries. Okay, such as C++, Java. Okay, Java based. Basically, our mobile phone are using C++ or a Java based because it's a Linux operating system, and Linux are made by C or C++. Okay, C is a mother of all language. Now the many libraries are using, okay, such as you can using a media, your graphic, SQLite, in fact, your mobile phone are contain their own database. Okay, then SSL, OpenGL, free type, all this thing. Okay, now next we go for the Android runtime. Now, on the Android runtime, it's an environment. Okay, it's a very important part of the Android. It's contain a components like Delvik VM, Zygote, or core libraries. Okay, these are useful whenever you are using your machine, whenever you are optimized your Android, whenever you are running multiple application or instances. Okay, each and everything. Then application framework. In the application framework, you are using some application like they're having the activity manager, Windows manager, view system, some package, some notifications. Okay, then it will go for your applications. Okay, your application will be gallery, home, contact, then clock, calendar. Okay, so this is a all over structure of your Android system. Okay, now what is activity service services broadcast receiver? Okay, then content provider. Now, these are using in your Android application. This component is very useful whenever you build a Android application. Okay, you are creating an Android application, and this all are described in your Android manifest XML. Okay, it's a file. When you making your Android application, they have Android manifest XML. Okay, these contain all your activities, service, and the permissions. Okay, each and everything. Okay, so whenever we are testing XML file as well as the activities file. Okay, activity file or a class. You can say class file, not exactly the activity. Dot class in your Java code. Okay, now activity. Now, what is activity? Activity basically it's dedicate the UI and handle of user inter interaction. Okay, whenever you open a login page, so it's maybe have a login activity dot class. It means you are launching something. Okay, the user are interacting something. Okay, for example, you are open the sign up page, so it's sign up activity dot class. This type of thing. Okay, now that's dedicate, or you can say it's just responsible for the UI and handle the user interaction whenever you launch any parameter, okay, on application. Now next is a service. Service handle the background processing. Okay, such as your music player. Okay, such as any other background things which your application may contain. Okay, for example, you are using the YouTube, and YouTube also play in background. Okay, or a music player, or any type of application who are running in the background process. Why? Because they are using some services. Okay, then broadcast receiver. This handle the communication between Android operating system and your application. Okay, they are creating a communication between your Android operating system and your own application. Okay, and the next is content provider. This handle data and database management. Okay, as per I told you in our Android architecture, the Android having their own database, which is SQLite. Okay, so this thing is handle your data and the database. Okay, now they're having some other components also. Okay, which is uh, something fragments. Okay, fragments represent a portion of your user interface in an activity. Okay, represents a portion of user interface on in an, or you can say on activity, okay, which you are using. Then views. Now views, it's, you can say, the UI element. Okay, UI element. Okay, which are on, you can see the including buttons, list, forms. Okay, button, list, forms. Then next, layouts. Now layouts, it's, you can see the control screen format. Okay, which is control screen formats. Now intents. Intents, it means messaging or components. For example, whenever I click on a share button, so it's open some intents like share on WhatsApp, Facebook, or anything. Okay, it means they open your intent, they open your components. Okay, such as, okay, otherwise whenever you doing a payment, they open the intent. Okay, you can see here, this is the intent. Okay, this is the intent. This is a intent. Intent, it means they appear in here and you are clicking to share the files or make a payment. Okay, it's called the intent. Okay, now resources. Resources, it means your external elements such as strings, constants, drawable pictures, anything. It means your all over resources you are using in your application. PNG, PDFs, okay, some elements, each of the things. Okay, external elements such as strings or drawable picture. Okay, anything. And the last one is your manifest. Now it's configuration file for the application. All you are doing the configuration, which means these of the things are configured and many other things, it will be on a manifest file. Configuration file for the application. Okay, now this is your structure and some activities, services you are using whenever you creating your mobile application, right? Now whenever we do the pen testing, okay, we are going for the types, which is SAST, DAST. Now you think this two are very unique, but it's not unique. It's just your static application security testing, static application security testing, and dynamic security testing. Okay, now it's nothing to more that automation, or you can say the manual, but exactly not the same meaning. Okay, don't tell in interview it's a automation or manual. Why? Because in the SAST we are doing a code review, right? A code side testing. Okay, why I'm telling the automation testing? Because if you don't know the codes, in fact, I also don't know the codes. Okay, that's why I'm using the automation testing, right? And the dynamic testing, it means you are testing dynamically. Okay, the application, the API sites, each and everything. Okay, dynamic testing, as you can see, the manual test. Okay, this is called dynamic testing or static testing. Okay, now you know the phases of testing. Okay, which is selecting the target first, as per I told you before. Okay, just like a diva.apk, something like that, and gather some information. Now what is the gather information? What you gather in mobile application? Just check the workflows. Okay, check the business flows. Okay, check the functionality. Okay, this is some information gathering. Okay, scanning you can do on APIs because they contain the domain name. Okay, they are connecting with the host, and host are contain the API which is integrated in your mobile application, so you can check for the ports and all. Okay, which we already done. Then vulnerability assessment part. Okay, we have to check here, which is SAST and the DAST, right? And the exploitation part, when we found some vulnerability, we need to check any exploit is available or not. Okay, then gaining access, if it's exploitable, so take a advantage. And the last one is the report writing. Okay, which you make a report. Okay, so this is the phases of testing. Now basically, what OS and the software you required? First, you required a Genymotion, which is your Android emulator. Okay. Second, you required VirtualBox. VirtualBox is important because Genymotion are integrated with your VirtualBox machine. Okay, virtual machine. Then the third one is the operating system you need. Okay, you can use the Mobaxler. Many people are using Santaku, but I'm not suggesting you to use the Santaku because there are alternative was available which is very best, and no one can tell you. Okay, Mobaxler is very good and very well part. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so first of all, Genymotion installation. What you need to do, I already installed the Genymotion. Okay, so go for the Genymotion download here and click on the with VirtualBox. If you don't have VirtualBox, if you have VirtualBox, so simple, go here. Okay, install it. And when you install, they need to create an account. Okay, so simply click on create an account, and also you can go for the Genymotion website or create your own account, because whenever you install the Genymotion, they ask you for the login. Okay, and when you successfully logged in, they will easily you can use for a personal purpose. Okay, then VirtualBox I already tell you. Okay, which we already done in our previous sessions. Okay, I think all of you are having VirtualBox. okay, which you can use the virtually. And the next is mob Axler. I think VirtualBox is still down. They are not opening right now. Okay, so I'm closing this. Now Mobaxler is now latest and updated. Okay, you can just go through it. They're having the Android zone, in fact iOS zone also, and the Pentest zone. Each and everything will be there. Just go for the download. Okay, it's almost the 12 GB, and you can download from Google Drive. If you want some other links, so you can just mail it. They will give you the link for the download, but I will suggest for the Google Drive link because it's very fast. Okay, and it's just a wallpaper and all. And for the setup, there it's just a OVA file. Okay, now the system requirement you can check here. Okay, nothing else. And how you can install, they will also tell you each and everything. Okay, otherwise just import your OVA and just go for the installation. And what are the tools here? There are lots of toolbars available: Burp Suite, Android Studio, Frida, JEDAX, Crafty, Logcat, MobSF, then Radar, Objection, Grilla, Check, Chain, Metasploit, SQL Map. Each and everything will be there. Okay, but we can use the SQL Map on this thing already in our app parrot operating system. Okay, but you can use in the MobAxler also. Okay, if you want some pen test checklist, now here they suggest the checklist according to their MobAxler application. Okay, for example, I'm go for the Android checklist. Okay, you can see here getting someone ADB tools or a ADB shell. Okay, and for the reverse engineering and analysis, they use to dex2jar, or I'm using the bytecoder if you are having some static analysis, so mobsf and something like that. Okay, so you can also use this checklist if you want. Okay, otherwise you will follow the more vulnerabilities here. Okay, so just go through it, install the Genymotion, and do your setup. Okay, and after that you need to open the virtual box, and I will send you one which is the Genymotion requirement file. Okay, because nowadays the expose framework are not working and having some installation issues. Okay, so I will send you the Genymotion requirement folder. Okay, so what you have to do? I will. I think I already downloaded or what? Wait a minute, I will check. Okay, it's deleted. I think I will download again. Okay, so I will share you the Genymotion requirement files. You can download it. Okay, tomorrow I will show you how you can install the expose framework and doing the intercepting and also some other stuff. Okay, have any doubt?